And so there's nothing wrong with the fast food industry except that we make decisions in our life. And so I have a choice how I want to show up in terms of my eating habits. And I was thinking, gosh, it's going to be awfully expensive to eat foods from locally produced foods and foods that are produced in farms where animals are treated humanely. You know the whole story. I thought, how expensive that's going to be. And then the next thought was, well, I eat too much food. Right? I could eat less food. So if I ate less food, even though it was more expensive, it probably wouldn't cost me anything, and I'd probably be healthier. And so I kind of went through this loop in my head. And so I thought, okay, this is the way it is. I'll da-da-da-da-da. So I kind of worked my way all the way around that, yeah, I could do that. I could make 2010 a year where I can have an impact in the world by my consumer choices about something that I'm interested in. You don't have to be interested in it, but I am. That I'm interested in it, and that I can start buying and acting in the system in a way in which it will contribute something to the changing of the system and to the consciousness of treating, if you do it to the least of these, you do it unto me, kind of consciousness. And the way we treat our animals and all of life is, I think, comes out of our Christ consciousness, and it is the way in which we interact in a spiritual way. So today, we're going to go through a process that is a little bit different than we normally do in our burning bowl service. It's kind of a reverse process, because I believe that we should, that what it is that we want to release comes out of an intention. If we have an intention for our life, if there's some area that we are sort of, if you've been sort of moved towards, or some area of service or something meaningful that you'd like to bring into your experience, something that doesn't have to be huge, it can be a small thing, like the food thing is not a, I mean, what I'm doing isn't like a big thing in terms of other people, it's a big thing in terms of me, but it will impact the system. And that's a powerful thing. And so if you have something that you want to do, that you want to make a difference of, then what I want us to do is to create an intention around that. And so what we're going to do is, I've got a chant, sort of song that we're going to kind of bring us into our experience. You have in your bulletin some paper, and you have an envelope and 2 pieces of paper in your bulletin. And if you don't have a bulletin and an envelope and 2 pieces of paper, then raise your hand, and Joanne will bring you one, so everybody has one. Some pens over here. And there's pens in the back of the pews too, so there's lots of pens around. So we should be good to go. So we're going to work with the first piece of paper is a letter to God. It says, "Dear God." It's obvious. Okay, so "Dear God," and that's the letter that we write out of our intention. That we're going to create our intention. So we're going to experience the song and the chant. We're going to go into meditation, and we're going to take a few moments to write out of our intention what it is that we would like to bring into our experience. And I've written one for myself that I want to share with you, just to give you a little sense of what it is. So mine is, "Dear God, I am here to bring good into the world. I seek your presence in a conscious way in my daily life, so that my focus will be on fulfilling my unique role in creating a better world filled with joy and compassion. This year of 2010, it is my intention to focus my energy on changing the way we treat the animals that provide us with food. I set the intention to eat healthily food growing in sustainable ways that honor the ecosystem of our planet. I seek to set a positive consciousness that lifts my thoughts and feelings and contributes to the transformation of the way we relate to and deal with the least of these. I affirm the patience, courage, and wisdom to act lovingly and kindly in all my thoughts, actions, and deeds. Thank you, God, that this is so, your loving servant." So that gives you kind of a sense of what it is that we're seeking to kind of put forth in our intention. And then following that time, and it'll probably take us about 10 minutes, maybe a little longer to do that. It doesn't take long to write it down. It doesn't have to be, this is just something you're going to look at. Nobody else is going to read this, so it doesn't have, you can write it in shorthand if you want it. Whatever works for you. So following that, then we're going to go into a chant that will sort of create the energy out of which we begin to release that which we need to release in order for that intention to come forth. So what it is that I'm going to ask you to release going into 2010 is anything that you are aware of in your consciousness or in your life that is in your way of accomplishing that intention. So do you hear that? So because once you let that go, then the door opens for you to do what it is that you have come here to do, to fulfill that which is in your life.